Grand Enchantment Trail Day 36. Today I am moving through the Apache Kid Wilderness. If the trails were nice, I'd probably actually finish it, but I think I should be able to get at least the meat, the majority of it done today. I'm really curious as to what I'm going to find as far as the trails, because people keep complaining about this section, the Apache Kid Wilderness. The climb yesterday was steep and at higher elevations, so it was obviously slow. There were some parts of the trail that were non-existent. There were some blowdowns, but there were also some recent cairns built there too, which helped with some of the tricky sections. So I don't know if it's just going to be more of the same or what's going to happen. So really curious to see what I see today. Despite all the troubles yesterday, I actually really enjoyed this section with all the trees and the ruggedness and everything. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens today. This is what I'm heading out into. Again, there was a fire here 3 years ago. Looks like this little patch got hit pretty bad. But if you can see beyond the patch, it's a lot of steep up and down today. The trail wasn't really that visible. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like straight ahead of me. And it is pretty steep going down. I think it's just going to be steep up and downs all day. A little bit of route finding. I'm low on water, but there is a spring about a mile away. One of the good things about this section is, at least for the first part, looks like there's a spring that's running every 3 miles. So that'll be a nice change of pace from 20 miles to a cow tank. Okay, I can see why people are having trouble. There's no more cairns anymore since I came down that saddle. And the trail is, you can see signs of it at times, and then you kind of have to guess where it was going. So at this point, I guessed it was just following the bench up there, but luckily I did a GPS check and it actually came down to the creek here. But you see all the deadfalls, just everything kind of washed out. So you just kind of have to be vigilant. And it will take a while. Ignore the heavy breathing and the fire damage. I'm just coming over a saddle. Now look at this. This is amazing. This is going to be hard as all else, but wow, that's beautiful. I've been climbing a series of saddles. My first saddle is over here, but now I'm getting a great view down this canyon in Apache Kid Wilderness. And yeah, it is not necessarily steep at times, so I am out of breath. The trail basically follows these saddles and goes to the right side of that peak there. But I'm going to turn around for this view one more time because it's amazing. That is gorgeous. An attempt was made to keep this sign, even though the trail is mostly gone from this area. So I'm connecting with the Apache Kid Trail, and that's a mile somewhere here. Alright, so right over here, see that post? That is a brand new sign. I just joined up with the Apache Kid Trail, and I think they did trail maintenance here. Because look at this trail! You can see it, and it's flat. Wonder how long this is going to last. It can't last long. Oh, did it just last until here? I don't know, you can still see it. All right, well, I will enjoy a little bit of a good trail while I can. Oh, look at this beautiful water source. Nice, clear, beautiful water. When you get these troughs, you don't always get water so clear. There is a kind of algae and dirt on the bottom, but the water itself is so clear. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to mix up some electrolytes. And just to update, that really good trail did run out pretty quickly. There was also OK Trail that had cairns on it, and now I am back to this. Trail is kind of washed out and runs right through all this deadfall. So I'm going to try to go around the deadfall and re-pick up the trail wherever it might be visible. Got it. Got it back. I would love some trail to start peeking through again. That would be nice. Oh, this is bad. I'm supposed to be following this side of the drainage, but look at all this deadfall. And then I was going to go down the drainage, and then I would be beheaded by Deadfall. And then there's all the Deadfall on the other bank, which I'm going to be crossing to eventually anyway. This is ankle roller stuff. I actually almost did that earlier. Good thing I have strong ankles, but like, yeah, it fell into a little hole and rolled. So yeah, this is slow going here. Even though I'm out of breath, I did want to show this. I'm on switchbacks, up, up, and up. But it's actually quite a few healthy trees around here. And the birds are singing. And so this is a really nice part of the trail, even if it's going up. So I just hit Cyclone Saddle. It's got one of the new signs that I've been seeing everywhere. I have no idea how they got these new signs in here based on the condition of some of the trails. I mean, including this one, it's not great. Something else to note here is that somewhere on the other side of this ridge is the grave site for Apache Kid. I'm not gonna go traipsing around there. I've been traipsing around this mountain a little bit too much right now to go look for it, but that's where it is. You know, it's funny, that time period, kind of back in the day, it was really common to just bury someone where they lay. I mean, not just here. I mean, I'm thinking about the superstitions. Old Man Revis, I got Deadfalls I'm climbing over. Old Man Revis, who was the hermit of the superstition. He had the ranch up there. A lot of stuff is named after him. He died of natural causes, I believe, on the way down from his ranch, and he was buried where he lay, and it's right next to the Arizona Trail. Joshua Tree National Park, there was a prospector, Johnny Lang, kind of same thing, headed out from home and just succumbed and was buried where he lay, and that's right next to a main road of Joshua Tree National Park. A lot of people just drive by a gravesite and have no idea. And that, you know, even the Cooney Tomb is a little bit more of an extreme example of that because hollowed out a boulder. But that's supposedly where he was killed. So just really interesting thing from back in the day that occurred. I want to know why it is these trees always fall at switchbacks. I've definitely powered through some trees only to realize I don't know where the trail is and I was supposed to switch back. You see these have been pulled up at the roots. I'm wondering if it's because of the burned soil is weak. I can see behind this root is a cairn, so at least I checked my GPS this time. Cresting over Blue Mountain, which is the highest part of this section. You can see the lowlands below. These are the mountains up here, though, that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to start my descent from Apache Kid Wilderness. While I was up here, I have signal, and I looked into Apache Kid a little bit more, and I definitely misspoke yesterday. I made him out to be more of a Geronimo character. It's a little different. We know for sure he was a scout for the U.S. Army, Cavalry, whatever. But a series of mishaps happened, and he was discharged and actually sentenced to be hanged. And got out of that, but seems like after that stint as a scout, he kind of just turned to crime / vanished. So I think history is probably a little fuzzy on what this guy actually did outside of being an Army scout, and some of the crimes that he is known for may have actually been committed by others. It's actually not 100% sure that the Apache buried on the hillside there shot for cattle rustling is Apache Kid himself, but nevertheless, this is Apache Kid Wilderness. I know I've complained a lot about trail conditions, but this has been plaguing me on the right way down. This is a burn area, and there's these little bendy tree things growing over where the trail is supposed to be. Been out of the burn zone for a while. Trail's been pretty nice, with the exception of when it's crossed the water, which has actually been flowing basically the entire way. So I've got maybe an hour left to hike, but I think I'm gonna try to camp in about a mile. Even though there's water all throughout this canyon, there is a place labeled a spring, and if it has some nice campsites by it, that's where I'm going to stop. I'm set up near Pothole Spring, which is right next to the Apache Kid Wilderness boundary. It was less, with the water running through the canyon, it was less that there was a spring here, and more that the canyon widened enough to allow camping. So I'm almost to the wilderness boundary, but the Grand Enchantment Trail section, Apache Kid, I still have about 3 more miles to do. I'm out of the hard stuff, so I'm checking Apache Kid off my list. And from there, I go enter Withington Wilderness. It's another wilderness in the San Mateo... Oh, if I can talk, it's been a tough day. San Mateo Mountains.